Hello everyone, today we are going to look at heat transfer. Heat transfer is the transition of heat from a hot body to a cold body. There are three ways by which heat can be transferred. That is conduction, convection and radiation, as you can see from the diagram. Conduction is the flow of heat or the transition of heat through matter from a region of high temperature to a region of lower temperature without movement of matter as a whole. Conduction requires a material medium to be transferred. In solids, it is a result of excess energy of vibrations of atoms being passed from one atom to another. Excess energy of free electrons near the source of heat carried to the colder region. Conduction is faster in good conductors than in bad conductors. Why? The rate of heat transfer depends on different factors. That is the temperature between the ends of the metal bar, the length of the metal bar, cross-sectional area, and then the nature. Good conductors of heat. They are good conductors because they have free electrons. Examples of good conductors, we have metals like aluminium, copper, iron, steel, and lead. Then bad conductors, for them, they are not made up of free electrons. Examples, we have wool, glass, and coke. And that's why they are used in making handles of cooking materials. So in an experiment to determine thermoconductivity of different materials, we have this video and you watch it carefully and observe. We have different equipment as shown. Those are the safety precautions which you should be taking. That is the tripod stand. So on top of it, you put a plate where you will be pressing your metal rods. That is acting as a wax. It is the one which will be used to fix the pins on the metal rods, different metal rods. We shall be having brass, steel, copper, zinc, etc. So on each rod which is having the wax or the Vaseline, we shall fix our pins. After fixing our pins, we shall light our heat source. Then after lighting it, we apply it on the other side of the metal rod, the side which is not having the pins. So when you apply the heat on one side, the metal rods will be heated. So when they get heated, as you can see, we are heating the other end of the metal rods. So when you heat a metal, here the pins are going to fall down at different rates. So when you heat a metal, remember a metal is made up of atoms, and those atoms, when you heat them, they get energized and vibration increases. So the vibrations are spread through the metal, and that's how heat is able to move from one end to another end. So after some time, the pins will start falling down. They will fall down at different rates. So the moment the pin falls down, you record the time. So now for this case, it took 12 seconds for pin to fall from copper. That is the second pin falling from aluminium. The third pin is falling from brass. Then the fourth, it will be from here. If you plot a time taken for a pin to drop, we shall find that copper is the one which was having this time. So copper is having a higher conductivity, followed by aluminium, followed by brass, and then followed by zinc, and lastly zinc. So copper has higher conductivity while zinc has less conductivity. So when we go to convection, convection is the flow of heat or transfer of heat from a region of higher temperature to a region of lower temperature by the movement of fluid itself. So when a fluid is heated, it expands and becomes less dense than the surrounding cold fluid. So the heated fluid, which becomes less dense, it moves up, while the fluid which is up moves down. And for that case, the process will continue and we shall end up what we call the convection currents. So in an experiment to show the convection currents in liquids, you fill the random bottom flask, then you press potassium permanganate crystals carefully on the bottom of the flask. You gently heat the liquid and observe. It is observed that the purple color of potassium permanganate is seen moving upwards, and on reaching on top, it spreads and then moves downwards. And for that case, it forms convection currents. So this is where at the bottom we are having potassium permanganate. So when you heat it, this is the source of heat. So when you heat it, the potassium permanganate, the purple color moves up, and when it reaches here, it will spread on top of water and then again goes down, and for that case it will be forming the convection currents. I have an activity. You search and explain the natural occurrences of convection currents. When you go to radiation is the transfer of heat from one place to another by means of electromagnetic waves. We have different examples. We have light from the sun. We receive light from the sun because of radiation. We heat energy from a hot body or fire. You experience that because of radiation. When radiation falls on a body, it is partly reflected, transmitted, and absorbed. The absorbed radiation raises the temperature of the body, and the rate at which a body radiates heat energy depends on the following factors. We have temperature, surface area, nature of the surface. Then we have good and bad absorbers of heat. Good absorbers absorb heat easily and reflect a few, while bad absorbers don't absorb heat and reflect most of the heat energy. Dull and black surfaces absorb most of the heat, while shiny surfaces reflect most of the heat. So this explains why all these happen.